Go.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are on the planet. Declan Dowling here with my good friend Owen O'Malley of 24 years. Thanks for jumping on here to get an understanding of something that Owen has been working on for the last 24 years. We've been immersed in the personal development world for years, and Owen has absolutely perfected a system here towards financial freedom for people. So without further ado, I'm going to just hand the reins over to Owen O'Malley, give you some magical insights into how you can be financially free before you know it. Over to you, Owen.
Declan, thank you very much. Are you looking at a 4x4 model on your screen?
I am, yes.
Brilliant. So this is our system, guys. Why would you want to take a look at this? Basically, I had the good fortune 26 years ago now to go across to the Tony Robbins Wealth Mastery Seminar in America, where I learned from over 6 long days, 24 of the wealthiest and most successful investors on the planet. One thing I learned over there is the S&P 500 is the best thing to invest in. What is the S&P 500? It is the top 500 companies in the world. Think of it as the Premier League in soccer. We all know there's thousands and thousands of soccer teams around the world, but the Premier League is the top. The Liverpools, the Man United, the Man Cities, etc. The S&P 500 for the last 90 years has done on average 11% return. So if you were born or if you were around in 1928 and you invested $1,000 in the S&P 500 in 1928, today it's worth 3.8 million. So that's the power of the S&P 500, despite all the drama in the markets ever since. What we did is, as a result of doing the Tony Robbins Wealth Mastery Program, we distilled the decades of knowledge and wisdom of all the speakers, and we came up with a 4x4 system to pick the top 100 companies. So of the top 500 companies in the world, we focus on the top 100. And so we have done 3 times better than the market in the last 20 years. So how do we pick companies? There are about 46,000 companies in the world to choose from. We work with a company called Valueland, who've been around since 1931, giving us independent information that we can trust, that is reliable, and is conservative. Of that, we pick the top 300, and of the top 300, we pick the top 100. How do we pick them? We look at 7 key things for quality, and if it scores greater than 40 out of 52 for quality, then we give it a 4 for quality. So if you're greater than 40, you get a 4 quality score. The next thing we do is we look at value. Is it good value? And we look at 5 key things for value. And again, you got to score greater than 40 out of 52 to get a top score of 4 for quality. So that's what we mean by 4 by 4. 4 for quality, 4 for price. Now, once you own the shares, well, let's take a look at how those shares have done over the last 20 years. So the top 10 companies of the top 100 have done anywhere from 700% growth to 1,700% growth in the last 20 years. One company's TK Maxx was $16.7 when we identified it in 2002. Now it's trading at $306 when you build back in the stock split. Starbucks, we picked it up at $24, now trading at $23, done 860% growth over the last 20 years. Once you own the companies, you've got to get on with the business of generating income from them. If you just buy and hold shares in the stock market, the chances are if it goes the same, you've lost money because money loses 2% value over time. If they've dropped in value, you've lost money. It's got to go greater than 2% for you to make money. So your chances of making money in the stock market on a buy and hold basis are only 1 out of 3. You lose money if it stays the same, lose money if it goes down, only make money if it goes up. So what are options? Options are basically where you can go to the New York Stock Exchange and you can buy a share. Let's say you buy a share for $9, you offer it for sale at 10, and you just basically let the market know it is going to be available for sale at the end of the month at $10 a share. And for that, they give you an income of, say, 50 cents. That's how the options work. Why would someone give you 50 cents? Because somebody has an idea in their mind that this share could be worth 12 in the future, and they could make +2. So they could buy it off you at 10 and sell it back to the market for 12, and they can make $2 profit, and it only costs them 50 cents to do that. And if they buy the shares off you at 10, you've made +1. So you've made $1.50, and they've made $2. So everybody's happy if the shares go up. So that's how options work in the market. So what we do is we buy shares in New York, which has been around since 1792. We sell options in Chicago, which has been around since 1973. Use the option income to buy more shares. Use the shares to sell more options, and that allows us to buy more shares. So another visual representation of what that looks like, Declan, is if you take a look at the orange circle is the number of shares you start with to begin, your seed capital to buy your first batch of shares. That allows you to collect dividends, and the dividend income allows you to buy more shares. You sell call options, that generates an income that allows you to buy more shares. You sell put options, that allows you to generate more income, that allows you to buy more shares. So on a compound interest basis, you have 4 money machines within the 1 money machine. And so another way to look at it visually is you start out life with just a batch of shares. That gives you put income, which allows you to buy more shares, gives you call income, which allows you to buy more shares, and gives you dividend income, which allows you to buy more shares. And then you can start the journey again, starting the whole process of multiplication again with your calls, puts, and your dividends. And so let's take a look at a real example. So this is an example of an account that invested 100,000 30 months ago and is up 79%. It's collected 25,000 of call income, 137 of put income, 162 of options. Total income of 165 has allowed that account to buy $324,000 worth of shares. So when you look at this video, you can pause it to take a look at the figures. We just want to show you an example in more detail here of a 25,000 account, which was started 9 months ago. So this account, they just invested 20. Let me just pick it up for you here now. They invested 25,000. Can you see that on your account there, Declan, now?
Yes. Yep. 27,930 up at the top.
Yeah. So 25,000 euros bought them $27,930. And today, if they cashed in, it's worth 35 grand. So they're up 7,600. They're up 27%. So what have they done is they bought 5 companies in 5 different sectors. They've taken the 27,000. They've collected 2,400 of call income, 21 grand of put income, 335 of dividends. And so their total income of 23, when you add the 27 grand to the 23, they've been able to buy 51 grand's worth of shares. So they've constantly reinvested. They've got sensible asset allocation. They're in 5 different sectors. So even though the shares have gone down 7.5 grand, they're still up 7,600. So they're still up 27% overall. Now, if you look at the share by share performance, if we scroll down a bit, you can see that even though if you look at all the shares that they have on a share by share basis, you can see that their ECA shares have gone down. Their Kraft Heinz has gone down a little bit. Nokia has gone up a little bit. Pets has gone up a little bit, and US Steel has gone down. So even though the majority of the shares have dropped in value since they bought them, because they have accumulated shares and accumulated income, the black line represents the money they invested, the green line represents the accumulation of option income, the blue line represents the accumulation of shares. Yes, the value of their shares are going to go up and down all the time, but as long as they focus on generating income and use the income to buy more assets and use the assets to generate more income, they will be fine long term. So any questions there, Declan, before we wrap it up?
No, Owen, I know you went through it fast there, but in very simple terms, I think you've explained it there excellently with respect to whilst, people who buy shares and share price goes down, there's the option to earn income, to earn like rental income off your shares. So whilst we all want the share price to go up, the opportunity to be able to earn income off your shares every month is phenomenal. And when you compound that, you can see the results there are just fantastic. So really what I would say to people is if you want some more information, if you want to have a chat with Owen individually, just give me a call back and I can set that up. As Owen did say in the video, if you want to just pause it at any stage and take a look at some of the figures and digest them there. As the saying goes, documentation beats speculation. It's all there to be seen. So please give us a call and let me know what further information you would like, and we can set up a call with Owen. So thanks again, Owen. Really appreciate you taking some time out from your busy day to explain the amazing strategies behind getting one to financial freedom in as short a time as possible.
You're very welcome, Declan.
Thank you
Thank you.
again.
Take care. You
Bye.
too. Cheers. Bye.